Well, greetings everyone, welcome to Luminata. Happy solstice, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'm Emery Michael, glad you can make it tonight. We have John Rasmussen doing a solstice shamanic ritual, and he's going to talk also on the power of our stories. As you know, our beliefs and the stories that we give life to in our imagination have tremendous power to shape our lives. And the messages we tell ourselves are perhaps the most powerful thing influencing how we feel and how we act. So he's going to address that theme. And the winter solstice is the time in the annual journey of the sun when it reaches its nadir along the ecliptic, and it represents that time of the birth, the reemergence of the light in the darkest moment of the year. And that represents the birth of the light in the human soul. The greatest moment in our evolution as souls is when we experience that we live in the eternal light, free from darkness. So John will talk also about the theme of light and dark. So that's about it. I want to say also that we are open tonight after the event for shopping, for those of you who would like to make some purchases. And we have John's book available as well as his CDs. So please join me in welcoming John Rasmussen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Henry. Hi, everybody. Great to see you here tonight. This is a very powerful time, in case you haven't been feeling it already. But first, I just want to quiet the mind. There's going to be a lot about going within, deep within, and the journey will be very much about more internal than external. This is that time of year for that, when the night is the longest. And so that is the time of hibernation, of a lot of sleeping, a lot of dreaming. And the shamanic dreaming the world into being is the most powerful way to exercise your gift, your right of being here in this theater. So let's just go into the breath. First, I'd like to just run a hand down the front of your body like this. This helps to cut any cords that are connecting you energetically to yesterday or last week or tomorrow or next week. This puts us very present in the moment. And then I'd like you to focus on your breath. Breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Let the breath fall out. And really be aware of the fact that breath is Holy Spirit. Breath is life. It is the prana. It is the kamayok of the Quechua teachers of mine from Peru, the power of the breath. Before I even open sacred space tonight for our journey, I just want you to think of this one thought. And that is, you already are what you're looking for. Already are what you're looking for. And with that, we're going to call on our teams, our forces of nature in each direction to come and hold us in this, the Caro tradition of Peru that I've been initiated into, using the sacred oils the sacred plants, and the clearing plants, the cedar, the sage, and so on. So we're going to stand up together, face south, which is this direction. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, Hatunamaru, great serpent, mother of the waters, the rivers, galaxies, the roads that bring us together, hold us in this healing space. Wrap your coils of light around us. Help us to shed the old wounds and stories and heavy energies the way you shed your skin, which is all at once, right here, right now, so that we can walk in beauty, in wholeness, with new stories. Gently on ourselves, gently on the earth. Be with us. Hold into the west. To the winds of the west. Otorongo. Chokachinchay, great jaguar. Come protect this medicine space for us. Help us to leap beyond the old myths, the old limiting stories and limiting myths that no longer serve us. Help us instead to be warriors, but warriors who have no need to engage in battle internally or externally. Instead, warriors of light who are willing and able to ask and receive, create the story that we prefer, the experiences we prefer, in a very powerful way as masters of our domain, of our body, of time and space itself. Be with us. To the winds of the north, great healers, wisdom keepers, lineages of all, ancestors and guardians of these lands. Come hold us in the ancient wisdom and the wisdom to come. Help us take our seats with you. We've never left. As powerful, joyful co-creators. And hummingbirds, siwa kenti. Come, help us to drink of the nectar of life on our epic journey, even when the journey seems difficult or the contrast seems great. Help us to do that which seems impossible as you do. Be with us. To the winds of the east, Hatun Kuntur, great condor, Anka, eagle. Come help us to soar high, to have the broadest perspective, the clearest vision of our ideal destiny, our ideal story, and to bring it to earth and embody it, to manifest it. Help us to listen to our bodies, use our feelings as guidance and discernment, and as a way of asking to honor the feminine this way, put the heart above the head, and fly wing to wing with great spirit, with self-effort and grace. Be with us. Pachamama, beautiful mother. Thank you for holding us, for being our true mother, for being in our bodies, the air, the water, the children, the stone people, the plant people, the two-legged, the four-legged, the creepy crawlers, the fin, the furred, and the winged ones, all our relations. Bring us their characteristics and instincts when we need them, that we have been before. And thank you, Mother, for taking those energies that are too heavy for us, mulching them, so that we don't have to carry them around, that we have room to bring in more light and take life beyond where it's been before, here on your belly, here in our bodies. More beauty, more joy. Thank you, Mother. Inti Taita, Father Sun, Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon, Hatun Shasta, Star Brothers and Sisters. Thank you for showering us with your light, your cycles, your reflection, your wisdom that makes life possible for us, and doing this unconditionally, without judgment, teaching us to treat ourselves and each other this way. Great Spirit, Ileticha Witakocha, Wakantanka, Creator of all that is, you are known by 1,000 names, yet the innameable one that dwells within us and all around us, in all forms. Thank you for bringing us together to sing this song of life one more day. Dance this dance of co-creation, one more cycle, and take it beyond where it's been before. New possibilities. Thank you for those you brought to us to help us. Oh. So one of the really beautiful things about these celebrations, the solstice, the equinox, all these beautiful events, is that they tap into, our DNA, this part of us that hasn't really changed in more than a couple 100,000 years, really. So even though we live in cities and we dress nicely, you dress nicer than I do, but we have never lost that primal, instinct and connection. It touches us, it influences us, and it's something, that we can be empowered by and essentially work with in order to improve our lives and our quality of life. And that's what I think is what we're going to do tonight. Is we're going to tap into that. And the thing about this particular solstice this time, right? Like I said, more of the longer nights, the shorter days, and it is the time to go within and to find your resources there, to find everything there. Because remember earlier I said what you already are, what you are looking for. And that's really true, no matter what it is. Peace, love, light, beauty, wisdom, compassion, partnership, laughter, joy. It's all there. It's all there. And when it comes to this time to go within, there's no better time to be the storyteller, be the myth maker, practice this. And it's very simple. It's really not a lot of mental exercise at this point. We have basically 3 days. When the sun stops going down towards the south and begins to turn around, it's 3 days that it sits there, essentially. And so the first day is a great opportunity to shed the old story, Okay, done. All my limiting stories, all the things I saw happen this year, all the things I identified with and disidentified with and tried to transcend, and all the hard work we've been doing. It's time to stop. Shed it, let it go. Light a candle, blow it into a stick, burn it in the candle, burn it in the fireplace, the fire ceremonies, the candles, right? This is what we're doing. This is where it comes from, the shamanic traditions, the fires. The second day is, an opportunity to begin to bring in the spirit, bring in the new light that is represented by, the Christ consciousness and the pole star and all of those external lights and the source that we think of. So you begin to build up your energy again. You begin to let it come through. And if you're in a very dark room, right, and you can have your eyes open, but it's pitch black, and you're looking for any light, your instinct is, I gotta find where the light is, the opening, I gotta see where I'm going. But then the door swings open and there's this bright light. It's blinding, right? It can hurt because you're not ready for that, right? Well, that is equivalent to the notion that if there is nothing there to resist, if you get yourself essentially rooted out, kind of just emptied out. Then when the light comes in, it won't burn. I heard just recently, it's sort of like the resistance to the light of God becomes the fires of hell. Okay, that's
Right.
that's where that comes from. The light bulbs are only hot and burn because, there's a resistance in there that creates fire, this little filament, right? Without that, the electricity would go through, you wouldn't see any light. So you really want to be least resistive, right? So that you can receive that light. So part of what we do with our brain is that we find all kinds of things to resist. I don't like that, I don't want that, I don't like what's going on over here. And all that adds up to the resistance that then that light coming in burns. So it's a beautiful time to literally drop any and all negative thoughts and resistance to what's going on out there or even what's going on in here. Let it go completely. A real death, essentially, to make room for the new birth. Then the third day is where we take this new level of energy and new flow coming through us, and we dream our world into being. We tell the stories that we would prefer, the ultimate prayer, the ultimate asking and receiving. What would I want it to? I see what's going on, and I think I know the story, and there's 1,000 different interpretations of the story of what's going on out there. But my power is to create the story that I want to experience, regardless of what anyone else is doing or not doing. And in that power, you have an influence that's worth 1 million people not doing that, right? So you have tremendous power and ability to be this positive influence for a different kind of story in the world. And that's the gift. That's the Christmas gift. Those are the gift. That's what you're giving. That's your real gift. What a gift. And in that, of course, you receive. But it's what you give, what you want to receive. So you put out there that story that would be the one you would, of course, end up loving to experience, and it will spread. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to do a little journey that will bring those three things together tonight, and then when you go home you can do some ritual and ceremony that matches, because that's how shamanism really works, the way I have been taught, the way that I practice it. We always do an energetic piece first on the level of the soul, and then we anchor it with some ritual and ceremony, art, music, poetry. It's why I grabbed this selenite wand from the stack over there, because this so represented the pillar of light that is at our core. So this would be something I would put on my altar to represent, hey, this is that which I'm looking for, but yet I am the light, the singular light, undivided, fully identified with the source, that which I'm looking for. Okay, the I am, right? The I, you remember it's the Rastafarian, I and I, right? I and I. That comes from Inanna, which in Aramaic, right, means the I, and that I am, the I behind the I. In Quechua, the sun is called Inti Tai Tai, two ties, because it's the sun behind the sun. There's that physical sun, and then there's the God, the source. So we are always that I and I as well. You're you, and then you're also God, right? So that what you're looking for, you already are. So what do gods do? Gods create. They tell stories and they create. They create stories. They're myth makers, storytellers. That's what we are. So, any questions or thoughts before we do the journey? Any? You ready? Ready to go in? And we're gonna go in. And I'll guide you a little bit, and but the main thing here is to, when people do these journeys or they do classes in psychic reading or any of these kinds of things, there's always this sort of mistake that gets made, or often, that we're waiting for, like I close my eyes and I have a black screen, right? And I'm going, okay, when am I going to get the vision? Where? Come on, I want to see something, right? What shamans understand is that, no, it's waiting for you to start. It's waiting for you to start the story. And it's a little hard, right? But that's what I want you to do. If I said, hey, imagine, close your eyes and imagine a beautiful beach, right? Every one of you, whether you think you can see or not, can imagine a beach, right? Now, the difference is, what color is your sand? Is it a sloped beach? Is it a flat beach? Does it curve? Are there trees? What color is the water? Right? That's you. That's your story. That's your prerogative to decide those things. Don't wait and see, which beach am I seeing? What do they want me to see? It's like they don't care. They don't. They're just like, whatever you want. Whatever it is, it'll be perfect. It'll be the right beach. Okay. You'll be fine. And then it does elicit the playfulness of like the team that I called on. It elicits this sort of cooperative, nature conspires to enhance, to co-create with you. So the fish in that beach and the stones on the beach and the plants are all going, yeah, and how about we put a horse, and you go, okay, great, right? And it starts to be this dialogue. But you started it. You needed to start it. You're the boss. That's how it works in shamanism. It's you. You're the one. You're the creator, and then everything else begins to co-create with you, not the other way around so much. Anyway, that's a little bit of a difference. So as I'm guiding you here, that's what I want you to do. I want you to get really creative. Have fun with it. What's this next cycle ideally going to look like for you? How will it play out? What would we love to see happening in the world when we hear about it and see it? What would be preferable, to where we've been or where we are now? Right? No resistance. Okay, you ready for that? So again, a few deep breaths. Let's do the little cut down the front again. I'd like for you to move from behind your eyes, where you're normally looking out into the world, And move inward to that pillar in the center of your being. And follow it down into your heart, into the center of your heart. This is your rooted center. This is the core of your eternal, essential self. Leaving behind all that is not your essential self at this time. Your history, the story up until today, the stories in the world around you, we leave that behind and we step into the pillar of light that is the source. And it's like being in a vast space. A room with no walls, no ceiling, no floor, just pure light, like an empty canvas. Just like in the very beginning, we will create land below your feet. Imagine the land that you want under your feet and let it be there. See it, smell it, feel it under your feet. The new earth. And if you haven't already, you may add water in all forms. Crystal clear, pure water, healing water. And then you may want to add gems and minerals and all kinds of elements to your world to make it beautiful, crystals. And each of these things you add, you can begin to build your body, your new body as well. And now let's add plants. The richest garden and jungle you can possibly imagine. And of the mountains and the desert. Let your imagination run wild. these plant people have so much to offer us, like the minerals, they offer us medicine and beauty and food and shelter and clothing. And they are within us as well. And everything is still permeated by that bright light, your light of source. And let's add the animals. And each animal that you add, you have their instincts as well. So you can fully communicate with everything you're creating in your world. You can fully resonate in your own unique way. And the beautiful beings of the sea and the sky. And that pure air, that pure water, the playfulness. Imagine it all. And then the other people, the other beings. It could be Homo sapiens, it could be Homo luminous, it could be who we're becoming 10,000 years from now. Use your imagination. And connecting with all the beings from everybody else's world and other worlds out in the universe. How fun that would be. Co-creating and peace and harmony, new ideas you couldn't even think of, but together we do. And let this entire story, your entire world, come with you into this body and spread out, informing and infusing every cell and every strand of DNA with this story. Every part of your brain and every part of your luminous body. Like a hologram. Each and every part contains this entire story. There's no beginning and no end. Time is nonlinear. And regardless of any other realities going on around us today or tomorrow, that story cannot be touched. It cannot be influenced. It cannot be contaminated in any way. That story remains pure within you and all around you. And as each day passes and the sun rises further into the sky, it feeds your beautiful story. It brings more and more light. It brings it from the internal to the external. In time, it grows like the flowers in springtime. It's always there for you. It is at the core of your being. That internal space, which is far bigger than any external, the biggest part of you, the strongest part of you. It's the pillar, the solid part of you. That you dance around in this theater, in this play. It's always anchored. And you always have access to it. By going into the center of your heart. And now follow that pillar of light that is the center of your being back up. Back up behind your eyes. Back to this time and space where you can play and enjoy what you've created so far. Feeling your seat firmly planted in the chair that connects straight down into the earth, where you're always grounded, you're always connected to the mother, to the material. Strong and healthy, held. She takes your heavy emotions and waste and mulches it for you for free. Leaving you free to feel the connection through the top of your head to the source that is infinitely abundant, always available, unlimited supply of paints for your canvases, and your health, and your light. You are the light you've been looking for. And with that, So if you know, to get back there when the world's moving around you quite a bit, do the cut. That puts you fully present in the moment. Take a breath. Go right in to that pillar. And go look around and see how your world's doing. Right?
Yeah.
See what's growing, see what's changing, see how things have taken on a life of their own. Visit it any time. One of my teachers once said, the heart is the hub of all sacred spaces. Go there and roam. If it's easier to find that in the temple, then go there and then go there. But you don't have to. You can find it right here, right now, anywhere, under any external circumstance. Truly. Truly. And then you're there. Okay. I think that's good. Yeah. Don't worry too much about this thing. It's gonna want to get your attention the minute you walk out the door. You know. Let it work for you. This follows that vision. Remember that. This is your servant. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Like I said, now we've done this journey, we've had the visions, I've given you the words, but you know, if you want to, you can go home, and what shamans do is we then create it in visual form. We create altars with the images and the symbols that sort of anchor that vision for us, and that's what captures the subconscious. That's why we shake rattles with animal images and things like that. It's not all mental. It's too hard to hold that all the time. It's nice to have a sort of vision board or altar that holds this for us. As I'm sure you already. Okay.
Beautiful.
Wonderful, John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you all. Thank you so much.
Happy solstice.
You're all such bright lights. It's wonderful to be surrounded by you. What a blessing for me. Such a big way. No brighter lights on the Christmas trees or on the houses or in the sky. It's right here. All these beautiful suns and stars. Okay. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for coming.
That would help.